Now, hearing the phrase, "you'd be surprised the level of stupid," was always something that I figured to be just used in passing. But thanks to the internet and its infinite ability, we as individuals get to spectate all that is of the lower left of the curve. And this just reminds me of that fable, the one concerning the boiling frog by slowly adjusting the temperature of the water in which the frog is in, which, by the way, has been proven to be untrue. Or has it? Could the fable possibly be talking about us? And our willingness to change if what is to be changed is done gradually? Could it be that in this situation, the water represents social norms and we are the frogs? Because if so, I would have to say that we're pretty damn cooked.
Trans men are men, and some trans men have periods. Therefore, you do not have to be a woman in order to have a uterus, which means you do not have to be a woman to have a period. I don't know how else to explain this to you. It's pretty clear. I'll say it once, and I'll say it multiple times. Google's free, completely free. Unless you're out of minutes or something. Go to our Starbucks, log into the free Wi-Fi. Google's free, okay?
Okay. My turn. Let me see if I can get this. All right. give me a second here. Let me think about it. Okay, I got it. All right. So 2 plus 2 equals 8. And 3 plus 1 equals 10. Which will then explain why 1 plus 1 equals 2. I got it. See? I got it. Yep, I got it. Did you just see that? Did you see the sleight of hand there? See, by changing the truth, you're able to manipulate everything else to fit your agenda, to fit the plan in which you're trying to achieve. And it blows my mind. It honestly, truly blows my mind how these individuals seemingly think that they can alter reality and then subject that to others and then have us conform to that same ideology. And if we happen to disagree, then it's all our fault. We're the dumb ones. We should go Google it because, Google. And this is what happens when you remove critical thinking from the classroom. You are left with people who just willingly accept. They don't question. Everyone just happens to accept what a higher power is offering them. And that right there lies the foundation to the detriment of society. Everybody just wants to just accept what feels good or what's their truth, and then everyone else that happens to disagree or happens to be on the side of truth is just clearly wrong because I guess your truth trumps all. It's a very childlike mentality. And that's nothing to say bad upon children. Children need to have that ability to accept whatever comes their way. Children in general are very accepting creatures because they're like sponges. They absorb and they absorb and they absorb because they too are trying to get an idea of society and everything around them. That's extremely important for them in order for them to adapt and learn and carry on the ideologies in which they were taught. Which then leads us to our next video.
Today on the last day, I finally decided to come out to my kids. And my kids are older, they're 4 and 5. And the way that I did it is just read them a book about this teddy bear that kind of comes out as a trans girl. And it's really nice and it's very simple. They understood it right away. And I think what made me cry the most was that afterwards, I kind of looked at them and there was just this silence in the room. And I just thought oh my God, now they see me as a totally different person. And before this, they loved me. I was such, one of their favorite teachers, and it felt so good to have that. And I think that's one of the biggest fears I had, is that as soon as they found out about me, they would lose all love for me. And then one of my kids breaks the silence and she gets up and she just is she just hugs me. And she's just everyone give Ruti a hug. And they all came and they gave me a hug. And she was just we love you. We love you so much. And it made me really emotional. And it was, I think, one of the biggest moments in my transition where I truly felt at peace with who I am, and that even kids can understand it and even kids can accept me. And so it doesn't make any fucking sense when adults can't. Because if a kid can, why can't a fucking adult understand and accept? And I've actually been having a lot of conversations recently about this, just in general, about this idea that queer people are indoctrinating kids and like that Texas law that's going to ban drag queens from interacting with kids. I mean, all of this legislation and these conversations coming up about it. And I just had a moment where I came out to my kids and they accepted me fully.
So, as I mentioned earlier, what did you expect? Did you think the children were going to jeer you? Did you think that they're just going to shun you as a teacher? Or did you think that they're going to be accepting? I'm leaning on the side that, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're thinking they're going to be accepting. Because again, children are very open. They're super open. They speak their minds. And they tend to be extremely accepting individuals to begin with. Because again, like stated earlier, there's so very little they don't know. There's just so much that could be said right now, but for the sake of time, I'm simply going to say this. Yes, we do not want you to teach sexuality to our children. So how about you just stick with, social studies?
In the matter of sex, I prefer they make no connection until they're out of our jurisdiction.
But don't you think that thinking's a little antiquated, George?
I prefer to think of it as classic.
That's just a little project. I think it'll be okay.
That's what Dr. Frankenstein said to all the curious villagers about his little project.